Oh man, this bathroom. This is something that I've been wanting to redo since we moved in. So this is going to be part 1 of a 3-part series in redoing our little half bath. It was a really odd shaped room and I had so much I wanted to do in it. Today we're going to talk about this faux wallpaper that I did with joint compound. It adds a classy, subtle touch and it was super budget friendly and easy to do. First thing I had to do was decide on a design that I wanted for the walls. I got into Cricut's design space and found a really simple leaf that I liked, put a couple on a page and cut them out. Then I weeded them with the Cricut little weeder and used this as my stencil.
Okay, I'm in here and we have one of those fans that you cannot turn off. According to code, I guess, we have to have a fan that's always on. So you're gonna hear that. But the idea is that I'm gonna take this stencil, I'm gonna put it randomly in different places on the wall, and I'm using a joint compound. I saw this idea from my friend Molly over on The Honest Home, and she did, I think she did a textured wall, but my Lowe's was out of texture. So I'm gonna be using joint compound instead, which is really similar to texture, and I'm gonna see if I can make it work with this vinyl as the stencil. So I'll put it on and then pull the vinyl off, and the idea is that the texture will stay in the shape and be the same color as the wall. So let's try it.
Now, unfortunately, this vinyl was a little too thin to work as my stencil for the entire room. It actually tore fairly easily. It was a removable vinyl. So I go through this process, figure that out before I find a solution that works. I'm basically just smearing on the joint compound, and it should be noted that it goes on pink and turns white as it dries. So I'm just throwing this on here with a putty knife, and I'm not being super careful because I like the strokes look. And then I'm peeling off the vinyl underneath to create the design.
Okay, that was really fun, number 1. Number 2, I decided I need stencil paper. The vinyl it ripped apart, it wasn't gonna work. So this will turn white when it's dry. It's pink right now. I'm gonna give it some time and I wanna see how hard it dries. And I kind of left the texture a little bit bumpy because I think it looks cool. So we'll let it dry.
Here's where I realize I need to remove this pedestal sink before I can finish the rest of the wall.
Okay, here's the pedestal sink, and as you can see, it's got some caulking here, and then underneath I'm gonna need to turn these off and remove, so I think it's bolted, yeah. It's bolted there, and then it should come loose. And I should be able to pull it out to be able to put the new vanity in. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is turn off the water on both sides, and then I'm going to unhook the water from up there, and I can't get to this panel until this has been removed. It looks like it's just sitting in those clamps right there. So I think once I score around the caulking that goes all the way around it, I'll be able to lift up and lift it out. Hopefully. I should probably unhook this as well. I cannot for the life of me get these nuts unscrewed. They are so tight, and I've tried 3 different wrenches. One is a vice grip wrench. It's not a plumber's wrench, but I thought it would work. And I think I'm gonna have to get a basin wrench. Home Depot's like 30 minutes from me. Blah.
So I didn't actually need a basin wrench. I just needed to try a little harder to disconnect the water from down where I turned the water off instead of up under the sink. Then they pulled out just fine and it was super easy.
Okay, it came off. I need to get this metal plate off the wall, sand down where it was, and then I can bring in the new vanity and finish up the wall.
Here I'm gonna try a new vinyl. This is a more permanent vinyl. And this was also a failure. It ripped and wasn't able to stay intact to do multiple runs until I found some stencil material. So you're gonna die. But what I ended up using was the backing of the vinyl. As you peel the vinyl off, you're left with this backing, and it had a little shiny hue to it, so I knew that it would wipe the compound off pretty easily. So, and it's pretty thick as well. So I used this as the backing. I would recommend getting actual stencil material that either Silhouette or Cricut makes. It will work a lot better, but I was in a hurry and impatient. And this ended up working for the entire bathroom. I felt like this entire process really needed a real-time video. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a piece of tape at the top, the side, and the bottom of this makeshift stencil that I have. And then I'm slowly sliding on the compound onto each leaf section with my putty knife. And I have a pretty big putty knife. I'm using a 3-inch putty knife to make it a little easier. And then I simply peel the backing or the stencil material from the bottom up to make sure that the stem part remains intact. And then repeat that 100 times. Pretty that is. It's nice and hard. I think it's really cool. I don't know how much of it is going to show up on camera, but it turned out good. So on camera, these look super subtle. They are way more noticeable in person, but they're off-white on a white background, so they're hard to catch on camera. I really love how it turned out. Even though it's subtle to the camera, it looks really cool in person, and it's subtle enough that it allows me to do this shiplap on the ceiling with the dark olive color, which will be another one of the videos in this series, and altogether brings in the boho vibe the way that I wanted, and I love it. Everything I used will be in the description below. Make sure you like and hit that bell so that you can see the rest of the series as it's coming along. And let me know what you think. Would you ever put joint compound on your walls? It is removable. If you spray it and get it wet, you can scrape it right off with a putty knife. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.